Hello everyone, today we have new video review and this time we're gonna check fresh release from Special Hobby. As you can see, that's a Mirage F.1 EQED in 72nd scale. But first, as usual, let me remind you that we are still gathering money for the new camera and you can help us by pressing the donate button on our website. It is easy, it is done via PayPal, so it should be safe as well, and of course you decide the amount you would like to send us and then we use it for the new camera, as I said before. So this is a new set which is already available and I think you can get it on official Special Hobby website. Nevertheless, now we have a commercial sample and we're gonna check it closer. As you can see here, we have this nice box art with Phantom on it as well. Here you can see comparison with my hand. On the side we have some information about the kit, that it's made in Czech Republic. And here we have some safety advices which are typical for plastic kits. This is a top opening box and here is what we have inside. So as you can see, assembly manual is on the top. All sprues are packed into the same plastic bag. So assembly manual is typical for Special Hobby. As you can see, we have short history note in Czech and English languages. Then we have parts map and assembly process starts with cockpit. We continue with engine nozzle, connect both fuselage halves. Then we assemble nose part, air intakes. Here we assemble the tail segment, landing gear. Note that pilot seats will be inserted separately. Then we continue with external armaments and canopy parts. Here we have short list of available resin parts for this kit. And then we have marking options. So here is the first one, second one, third, fourth, and that's all. Next we have advertisements of other kits from Special Hobby, that's a P40 and Kitty Hawk MK1. Then here we have other kits in 1/72nd scale and more of them in the same 1/72nd scale. Next we have, as I said, single plastic bag with all plastic parts inside. So now just give me a second to open it and we will check closer what we get in this kit and how it is detailed. First, I would like to start with this small plastic bag with decals. There is also small P thread. Okay, so here is the decals sheet, and as far as I can guess, yes, it is printed in cartograph, so printing quality is good. Here you can see that we have all necessary symbols for 4 marking options. We also have some minor decals for cockpit. This should be used for the dashboard and for some dials on the dashboard, but that's pretty much all. There are no seat belts, and this small P thread, it should come handy for external detailing as far as I can guess. Here you can see it, and of course parts here come not painted, they're finished in traditional golden color. But as I said, this decals sheet is quite nice and I think it will be easy to apply those decals on your model. Then we have another small plastic bag. Here we have canopy parts and some other clear elements. As you can see, molding quality is excellent here. We have several types of the canopy of the middle section. Of course, this won't be used because we will need only one. And masks are not included into this kit, so you will have to cut them with your own hands or maybe get them as a separate aftermarket set. It will be up to you how you do it, but anyway, be ready for such challenge, you would say. Next we have resin parts. There are 2 plastic bags with resin parts. Here we have the first one with missile elements. As you can see, it will have to be assembled out of separate pieces. So here we have all necessary parts for this item. And second plastic bag carries, as I said before, several more resin parts. Just give me a second. I'll show them to you. So here they are. That's a pylon for this missile and also some minor elements for the external detailing. These are typical resin parts and I think it will be easy to use them as long as you have previous experience of work with such parts. Now we start with plastic sprues. As you can see here, we have the tail segment element. It is molded as a one-piece part. All attachment points are placed on the bottom surface, so it should be easy to separate it as well. And molding quality is quite nice, so I don't see any problems here. Next we continue with this plastic frame, and as you can see, that's the external fuel tank, which should be assembled out of two halves. There are small position pins inside, so at least something will help you with assembly. But otherwise, molding quality is quite nice. I can zoom in more so that you can see that here we have recessed panel lines, and they will look even better with some pre-shading or maybe washings done. Next we have two fuselage halves. These are let's say designed as separate pieces on their own frames. Here you can see first one, and note that all hatches are molded together with this element, and we can even zoom in so that you can see them closer. As you can see, detailing looks quite fine. Don't forget about the size of this part. Here you can see comparison with my finger. It's really tiny. Here we have all recessed panel lines. Inside, of course, there are position pins and minor detailing for the cockpit, but don't be surprised with that, because cockpit should be assembled separately and just inserted between fuselage halves. Next we have another fuselage half. That's the right one. Actually the same design, I would say. Here you can see the same slots for the wing parts, and again inside we have position pins and almost no cockpit detailing whatsoever. Next we have this white plastic frame. This one is busy with different external and internal parts. For example, here we have nose, landing gear, wheel well, also that's a cockpit base, air brakes, engine nozzle. Here you can see the nose part, which should be assembled out of two halves, and note that you have option for the left half. One can be assembled with retracted fueling rod. And here you can see air intake parts. These are molded as one-piece parts. That's a quite nice feature, so that you won't have to waste your time with alignment of all those separate elements. And as you can see, it is molded as a throughout piece, so it should look even more realistic. Here you can take a closer look at those two versions of the nose cone, and here we have cockpit base and front wheel well part. Next we have this plastic sprue with, again, external and internal elements mixed together. For example, here we have all tail elements, pylons, but here we have, for example, parts for pilot seats as well as landing gear views, which are molded as one-piece parts. Now let's zoom in so that you can see detailing on pilot seats. These look quite nice, especially for out-of-the-box detailing. Here you can see the central parts for these pilot seats. These are wheels, and here you can see tail elements. Of course, you can replace wheels and seats with resin counterparts if you want more detailing, but even out-of-the-box version should look good after careful painting and weathering done. Next we have another plastic sprue. Here we have wing parts as well as those pylons, which are molded separately. Note that wings have pre-molded flaps and ailerons. Here you can see them closer, and from the other side we have this special recessed slot where you have to insert this part. Of course, there are no position pins because you won't need them. Here we have the special borders which will guide the second half, but still it is quite surprising that flaps are not molded as separate pieces, so you'll have to search for aftermarket upgrade or maybe just build model with such feature. And last grey plastic sprue is dedicated to external equipment. As you can see here, we have different fuel tanks, also some armament pods, missiles. Everything is here, so you will be able to play with loadouts for aircrafts. And as you can see, molding quality is quite nice, and I think it will be easy to separate these parts without damaging them, and of course install them on your airplane, and nobody stops you from using all those let's say options. Just place them beside your airplane and it will be quite impressive diorama. So that's the last plastic sprue, as I said before. kit is already available on official Special Hobby website, and I will be happy to know your opinion about this kit. Are you interested in jets, or you would like to see more propeller aircrafts? Write it here in the comment section below. And of course, if you like this video and you want to not to miss any new video, press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Bye!